What's up, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we are looking at and offering some Spyderco. This is the Spyderco Ikuchi. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, before we dive into this knife, two things I want to make you guys aware of. One, I've got two of my knives sent out to my buddy, Big Bore Knife and Gear. He has offered to do some custom anno for me for two of my knives. The Giant Mouse Ace Sonoma, and also the Kaiser Sheepdog, the full titanium version. I am so excited about this. I don't know when I'll be getting those back. I shipped it to him. I know he's working on them now, but I'm super pumped. I can't wait to show you guys this job. Basically, I told him, hey man, these are the colors I don't like. Anything else is fair game. He's using his creativity, and I cannot wait to see what he has come up with. So anyways, stay tuned for that. Another thing I want to do is I want you guys to stop watching this video right now and go to Bearded Gear's channel, and he has got an awesome giveaway right now. So stop what you're doing, go to his channel, go to hit the giveaway video, and hit that like button and comment down below. He is a great guy, great channel, and if you want to win something cool, go ahead and do that now. All right, you've done that, you're back, great. So today we're talking about Spyderco Ikuchi. This is a very cool little knife. I didn't know if I was going to pick this guy up or not. But you know, if you watch my channel, you know I like different opening and closing options and mechanisms on knives. And this kind of called to me. This is a very slim design. You don't really see this kind of design coming from Spyderco. And I really like it. This is a Tai-Chung Spyderco. You can already tell if you see this carbon fiber laminate over G10 that more than likely it is a Tai-Chung Taiwan Spyderco, and that is what this is, which is awesome because they do excellent work. This knife is a Paul Alexander design. He's a PhD and an engineer and came up with this, and Spyderco picked it up. I'm really glad they did. This is a great carry knife. You can see you can't see any blade coming out of this thing. The whole blade is incorporated into the handles. It's got a really cool, sleek design. The blade on it is kind of an upswept Persian blade. So it's really neat, very lightweight. We'll go over specs in a minute. It does come with the Spyderco compression lock, and we'll talk about that. A lot of people that have reviewed this knife have found it a little cumbersome to use the compression lock with this, but I mean, I got really big meaty hands and I don't find it to be a problem at all. As you can tell, it is when you hit that lock, it's very drop shutty. So I think there was a few problems. I think this is a QCI version. I think the first version they did mess with a little bit and get it a little bit better. I'm not sure on that. But the real reason that I bought this knife was its sleek design, and look at that flipper. It's a wheel flipper, kind of looks like a lighter. And I like different stuff. This was different, and I really like it. You can flip it like this, where you put your finger here and come down on the blade. And then you can also put your thumb over like this, like a lighter, and do it that way. I find myself doing that a lot more than I do the front flipper. And one of the reasons is because this thing is actually, when I first got it out of the box, it was pretty stiff. Of course, I had my fingers over the blade on that one. It was pretty stiff. So when I pushed my finger on there and flipped this thing out, it was kind of difficult to do, to be honest with you, even though, I do this stuff. I play with my knives all day long. It has gotten a little bit better over time because I've had this knife for a little while now. But I gave it to a couple of buddies of mine at work who love knives like I do, and they were like, "Dadgum, I can't get this thing down." And I agreed with them. I was able to do it with the thumb flip a lot easier than the forefinger flip but now it's worked itself out and it does just fine. The jimping on it, on that flipper, is, it looks kind of like a gear, and it's pretty aggressive. So I flick my knives open and closed all day long. It's just what I do. It is my fidget toy. And so it did kind of rub my fingers a little bit raw, but it is a super fun little knife to have in your pocket. Like I said before, the carbon fiber laminate over G10 handles. It does have the super awesome Spyderco wire pocket clip, which I'm a huge fan of. Rides relatively deep in your pocket. This particular one did come in centered right down the middle. This is CPM S30V steel, which is very common with Spyderco knives. I do really like the Persian style swept blade. This thing is really thin behind the edge, full flat ground, but you got a really thin blade stock. The blade stock is only 90 thousandths thick, so it's a pretty good little slicer. Another thing that I've heard a lot of people am kind of on the fence about is the hole here. Now, it's a Spyderco, so Spyderco is going to put the hole in there, and I like the hole, even though the hole on this one is not functional. Because as you can see, when it's closed, there's nothing out here to do the reverse flick or the thumb flick with the hole. But they ended up putting a hole in it right here so you can see straight through the knife, and there's really no purpose to it. And a lot of people, have said that they'd rather the hole not be there. I don't really care either way. If they hadn't put the hole there where you could see the Spidey hole, I wouldn't have thought anything about it. The fact that it is there does not bother me at all. So, you could take that for what it is. It's a really cool looking little knife. Let's do some size comparisons. Here it is against the Spyderco PM2. Here it is against the Spyderco PM3. Para 3. I always do that. And as you can see, as far as length is concerned, it's about the same length as the Para 3. Definitely a thinner profile than both of these knives. So this knife is going to be much easier to carry in the pocket than these two, even though these are this is the Paramilitary 2. Golly, I can't talk. Is one of my favorite EDC knives of all time. And how does it look? Okay, we've got a couple other. Some of my what I call gentleman's carry knives are not here, but this is the CRKT CEO. And you can tell, it's pretty similar. CEO is just a little bit thinner than that. Of course, this is a budget knife. That one's only about $40. But very thin blade, kind of office carry EDC. And then, of course, this is I failed at it. This is the Civivi X-Arc, which is a front flipper, but also a thinner design, kind of geared toward that gentleman's carry EDC. And so, it fits in right at home with that philosophy of use. Like I said, it is a very slicey blade. So it does very well for your everyday task. It comes out well. It's the lockup is solid. There is no blade play on this thing at all. Of course, with the Taichung Taiwan, you get ultimate, that satin finish that they do. It's just excellent. There's Mr. Alexander's maker's mark, if I can get that to do right. There we go. So super cool. Let's see what this thing weighs, shall we? Because it carries very well in the pocket with this wired pocket clip. I just love this wired pocket clip. You guys know I love that. See what it weighs here. 2.4 ounces. So you guys that like to count ounces are going to really like this knife. It has enough blade on it to do what you need it to do. And it's not a hard worker by any means, but as far as your EDC task, it's stellar. The overall length of this guy is about 7 inches, 610 thousandths. You got a blade length of 3 inches, 260, so a little bit under 3.3. And then your cutting edge is 3.18. So you've got 0.75, so about 3/4 of an inch on the width there. And like I said before, the blade thickness is super thin at only 0.9 thousandths of an inch, so 900 thousandths. So with that full flat grind and that thin blade, it really does make a great combo for slicing. It really works great, and it's just fun to play with. I like fidgety stuff, and this thing is really fidgety. There is no, you're not going to do a lot of hard cuts with this. It's not what it's designed for, but you can get down there, bear down, and it is quite comfortable in the hand. The wire clip does a very good job of not really creating a hot spot. I can feel it there, but it really is not bothersome at all. So anyway, this thing runs for around 140 bucks. And some people are not crazy about that price. I don't think it's a bad price by no means, because it is a Taichung Spyderco. It's S30V blade steel, which is very typical. So I think it's a great design. I think it would make a lot of people happy. The compression lock is awesome. I do love the compression lock. So all in all, I think this is a great addition to the gentleman style carry of my collection, and I've really enjoyed it. So anyways, guys, this is a quick overview of the Spyderco Ikuchi. If you have any questions on it, leave me a comment down below. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, subscribe. We got a lot more coming. And like I said, don't forget to stay tuned for the custom anvil job that Big Bore Knife and Gear is doing for me. I cannot wait. And if you haven't already, go ahead and go to Bearded Gear's channel to go ahead and enter his giveaway. He's got some cool stuff. Guys, we will see you on the next one. Hope you stay safe.